Okay, so we're going to go over character design in Photoshop. I'm not going to show you how to make good character design. I'm just going to do a character design that's simple and that we can take into Maya, and I can give you a quick rundown of how to get things set up. Probably will last for the next hour. Between all they'll be divided up in 10-minute sections. So, to begin with, I'm going to go to File. I've got Photoshop open. I'm going to File to New. I like to just work the same size as my screen. Or, yeah, it doesn't really matter actually, but sure, we'll go paper size. Then let's call this my turtle design. Press enter, and I'm going to rotate my canvas first thing so it's horizontal, it's landscape instead of portrait. So image rotation, counterclockwise, it doesn't really matter which direction. I'm going to press Control-0 on my keyboard and maximize the area. And then what I normally do actually is I will zoom out quite a bit and I'll work really small. And I don't want to work on this background layer because it's white. I would rather work on a transparency layer or just a regular old layer in Maya that's not a background layer. That way I can erase if I need to without any problems, which you will experience if you don't follow this workflow. So if my goal is to design a turtle, I'm going to try to draw it from the side, the front, and probably a top-down view would be extra handy for a turtle, so I'll go ahead and include that one. And maybe some sort of 3D view so that I can kind of get an overall feel of what I'm looking for. So what I would start with is the 3D view. I want to have a decent looking character. Now, with what I mean by decent is when you're drawing characters, and this goes for drawing in general, you want to draw interesting silhouettes. That's the most important thing that you can have for a character. So I'm going to start drawing my turtle. I got a really big brush. I'm going to see if I can't just get the silhouette to work. Now obviously I'm working really big because this is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper supposedly. And I've got it really small right now just so I can block it in. I can change my brush size by using the bracket keys. I'm going to go smaller, see if I can't do a little tail in there. The nice thing about working digitally, obviously, is nothing is permanent. And I can erase all I want to. So my eraser tool is a little small though. So let me see if I can't increase that. So that's looking pretty hideous, but let's see if I can't make it more simple actually and build that back up. This is one a tiny bit of a beak. It's like a snapping turtle like I grew up with down in the south. And let's say that's my overall 3D view. Now I'll create a new layer. I'll go back to the original though and make it mostly transparent. Then I'll go back to my new layer, and this time I'll zoom in, and I will begin to draw it with more detail. So this time I'm going to need to turn on my brush dynamics. I want the shape dynamic turned on. And let me go back to brush presets actually. And I'm just going to choose a pencil. Okay. I'm going to shrink that back down so it's out of the way. And now I'm going to go in and add some details. I have to decide, well, how lumpy is his skin? I have to decide, how does this opening work in his shell? Again, obviously I hope it's obvious anyway, I'm not going for realism. It looks more like a bird head. Okay. Anyway, I can go through this process multiple times, add new layers, continue to refine it. And I'm trying not to spend too much time on this, and I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to watch me try to do a good final character drawing, but that might take an eternity. And okay, so that looks like something off of Rango actually. So let's say that's my overall character design. I know that's really poor, but it's bugging me. So let's say that's it. So I can get rid of this underneath layer by just dragging it down to the trash can. I'm going to select it. I'm going to press Control T on my keyboard, and I'm going to scale it down. Holding down Shift will keep its proportions accurate. If I don't hold down Shift, I can squish it around and decide, well, maybe I like it better this way. Kind of do actually. Press Enter to confirm that transform. And I'll press V so I can move it around. I'm going to put it up here in the top left corner. And now I need to view my rulers. If I go to View, Rulers, I can see my rulers at the top and the bottom. It doesn't really matter where what your measurement is. I think it's right now it's pixels. I mean, you could do inches if you want to, or any one of these. All I did was right click on the ruler itself on the border of this work area. But what I do want from these rulers is I need to decide, well, probably what I should do is actually scale this guy back up a little bit so I can have him be the right size for my drawing. So again, that was Control T. I'm going to put him down here, and I'm going to click in the ruler and drag down so I can add a guide. And I'm going to snap this guy. The guide should snap by default